Are you thinking of moving to Macomb Township? Well, this might be a good video for you to stay tuned for as we go through the pros and the cons of moving to this city. All right, so before I give you the pros and cons, which I'm going to give you the good news before the bad news, right? I think people like it better that way. Let's go through just a couple quick tips, right? Not tips, but quick facts of the area. And then I'm going to give you guys pros and cons from my experience because I actually have family that stay here and I don't want to give you some boring talking points that you could just go on Google and find out, all right? The first thing is Macomb Township itself is one of the fastest growing areas in Macomb County. Macomb County is one of the fastest growing counties in all of Michigan. So this is a very sought after area. People are looking and itching to come here for so many reasons that we're about to get into. But let's get into the one last thing before we start talking about it, which is what is the minimum, the average, and the high price for the area? Just, thought you might know. Maybe you need to know these things, right? So the minimum price is about $265,000 to $300,000, right? And then your average price is going to be around $450,000 to $550,000, right? It's about average. And then your high price, right? The homes I like going through, the homes I like showing you are going to be $700,000 homes, beautiful homes, but they're going to be upwards in the 700,000s, okay? That's the quick tips, quick facts of Macomb County. Let's get into about maybe 4 pros of this area. All right, so the next pro would be a growing community. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, with everyone wanting to come here and being one of the biggest, growing areas in Macomb County, well, you have to have things for people to do, right? You just have to. People are going to be bored. And so we have a lot of businesses, entertainment that are in the area. I'll touch on a few things here, maybe where you should go on a date night. But one of the areas that comes to mind is Partridge Creek. If you like shopping and you like entertainment, you can get them both in this area. So let's just say it's the summertime and you're shopping. I've seen it where people bring their lawn chairs out and they're all just enjoying a live show of someone singing or whatever it may be going on there. That's a great place to go, right? Also, it's a dog-friendly place. Like I've seen a lot of beautiful dogs, people just walking them there, and they have an entire dog walk of fame. If you're going to the bathroom in one area, they have dogs with, people with pictures with their dogs all down the hallway. So people love dogs there. So great place for entertainment, great place to shop and take your dog would be Partridge Creek, right? It's our big mall out there. Not to mention also a family event is their tree lighting. They have it every November. It's a big thing. They have a lot of festivities going on. That's a great place and great time to take them. And while you're there to tree lighting, you might want to grab your Christmas gifts because Christmas comes so quickly anyway, right? And then also you have Stony Creek, which is right nearby. Now it's not in Macomb, but it's right nearby. It's in Washington Township. But if you like outdoors, if you like bike trails, if you like beaches, if you even like skiing, which I'm not a skier because I just don't like the cold at all, but there's so much you can do at Stony Creek and it's right there, right? It's right there. It's right next door to Macomb County. It's literally right there. So if you guys like entertainment, Macomb Township has a lot to offer, not to mention the parks where you could take your children and everything. So much to offer here in this area. All right, so my next pro is going to be the affordability, right? So when it comes to Macomb Township, right, the reason why I love it the most, and this is no shade to my Oakland County people. I love going over there to Birmingham and Bloomfield. But if I were to take that same house that's in Macomb Township and I just moved it 30 miles west and 40 miles west and I put it in West Bloomfield, it's going to be almost double the price. And the best part about it is a lot of these homes in Macomb Township that are less are going to be new construction homes, right? So a brand new house, good price. And that's why I love Macomb Township so much, because you can find a lot of good homes. So maybe this is the step up neighborhood. So maybe you have a starter home, you sell that, you got some equity, you could find yourself moving into Macomb County or Macomb Township pretty easily. So that's a big reason why I love Macomb Township. Again, I have family that stay there. My mom and dad stay there, and they have a excellent home there. And I love that area. Again, it's usually quiet. Everyone's kind of minding their own business, and you know, it's pretty good. So, affordability would be the next pro that I would say, because you can get that same house that you would get somewhere in Oakland County or Wayne County for much less of the price. And most of these homes are newer homes. But when you look at the map, it starts off at Hall Road on the south side. It goes all the way up to 26 Mile on the north side. And then the east and west, it's like the east part of it is, or the west part of it is Hayes. And then it kind of does this little weird thing on the west side where it kind of goes up by like Fairchild or whatever. And there's so much development going on in that area. I'm always driving, whether I'm driving on 26 Mile or, just somewhere in Macomb, I'm always seeing a new subdivision coming up. And it's so much opportunity out there if you guys are looking to move in the area. So on top of that, I just wanted to add that in there. All right. So the next pro that I would say for Macomb Township would be accessibility. And you can get pretty much anywhere within, 10 to 30 minutes, right? So if you are a sports fan and you want to go and see the Lions, which I hope you are going to go see the Lions or the Red Wings, and I don't know why you would want to go see the Pistons. Being a basketball fan myself, they are doing just bad. But if you wanted to go downtown or you wanted to go see your favorite sports teams, you're only 30 minutes away. You get on I-94, you ride I-94 for 30 minutes, there you go. Let's just say you want to go to, Pontiac or just somewhere over in that area. Take M59, which is Hall Road, which some people like and some people absolutely hate. But you could take M59 that turns all the way into Pontiac. And if you ride M59, it also meets with 75s, and you could take 75 anywhere. So, and then you got also 16 Mile if you go a little bit further down, which that can take you all the way to Somerset Mall. So the reason why I'm saying all these streets are because you're right in the middle of a lot of freeways and really good roads that can run you to Detroit, that can run you over to, say, Birmingham area or Rochester, or if you need to go to Somerset Mall. You can get everywhere within, like I said, 10 to 30 minutes. And it's a really great place when it comes to accessibility, because I like being next to freeways, because everyone will say, hey, man, you stay so far. But when I go and visit them, they're like, hey, man, you got here pretty quick. I'm like, yeah, I take the freeway. Like I got to you in 30 minutes. So there's another pro. If you're thinking about how quickly can I get to work, how quickly can I get here, you should be pretty good. All right. So we have to talk about the bads, the cons, because I think it's only fair to actually see both sides of the coin. And some of these cons may not really be issues for you, just like some of the pros. Some of the pros might be issues for you. But let me just go ahead and share with you guys a few of the cons. The first one is the congestion, right? So now you're in this area where everybody wants to be, and guess what? Now you have to deal with Hall Road, and Hall Road gets pretty congested in some areas. So sometimes if you're really, really frustrated and aggravated about people driving, this might be one of those areas. It doesn't have that small town feel, if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for more of the kind of like country-like feel, small town, you're not going to really get that in Macomb. You're going to kind of get that city life type deal, people kind of moving around, and you're going to get a lot of cars. So if you're looking for that feel, right, that more small feel, you're not going to get it in Macomb Township. And well, the inevitable I have to talk about, but it is something to consider, which are the winters, right? The brutal winters. And, it gets pretty, not just cold, but, when it starts snowing, it snows really, really good. Right. And, and some people have to get out there and plow in, and depending if you're in an HOA, it just gets crazy. But the winters are harsh. They are brutal. And it's just kind of part of Michigan, just in general. You get all 4 seasons, and we don't get these crazy catastrophes. but you got to deal with winter, right? And winter comes around, and sometimes they're mild winters, right? We have had some mild winters where even last year in February, it had got up to 60 degrees one time. And I remember, because I'm a car guy, people were bringing out their cars. They had a car meet. And I was like, wow, it feels like springtime. And then you have some winters that are just brutal. January, February hits, and it's just snow every week, and it's just kids out of school and this and that. But it's something to take into consideration when you're moving to this area. It's just kind of the name of the game. All right. This one definitely is a con for me, at least. It's construction. With so much going on here in Macomb County, it seems like it never fails to see an orange cone somewhere, whether it's on Hall Road, if it's on 23 Mile, or wherever. There's always construction going on, right? Which is a good and a bad to that, right? The good news is they're working on the issue. They're making it more efficient. But let's just say you're traveling to work. It's going to add travel time. You're trying to drop kids off to daycare or school. You know, there's always some type of constant construction, right? Just like they were just doing it on 23 Mile and Card, between Card and Romeo Plank. And I think they basically turned it into like a bigger street. But it was just annoying going through that traffic, going through the construction all the time. It was great. It's beautiful at the end. But those are things you're going to have to take into consideration when you're moving to this area, is that they're going to pop up and here comes an orange cone, and they're going to be there for a while, and you're going to have to learn to maneuver around it. So it just becomes a way of life out here in Macomb. All right. Now, I think another thing somebody may want to look into, maybe if they're looking from a different state to move over to Macomb Township, it's not a big place for public transportation. Right? You have to have a car to get around in Macomb Township. You just have to. It's not those places where it's like Chicago, New York, where you could just, hey, let's just, catch the bus, catch the train, carpool, things like that. You're going to have to own your own car. It's going to be pretty tough it's going to be really tough not having a car and trying to maneuver around the city, right? So like I mentioned before, you're really close to all the freeways and Hall Road and stuff, but you're going to have a vehicle in order to get around. It's just going to be really hard to do that, unless, even if you work from home, if you got to get out someplace, things like that, yeah, you can DoorDash, you can do this and that, but it's going to really make you more limited by not having that transportation. So that might be a downfall for someone that might be used to a big city and always having public transportation. You're not getting that here. All right, guys. So that is it for the pros and cons of Macomb Township. I do really hope that this helped you get a really good view of what this has to bring, and hopefully giving you a little bit of like personal touch to it to kind of let you know, how great of a city this is, because, I love this area. Like I said, my mom, my dad, they live in this area. I love visiting them. It's always a good time. And there's always something going on, right? Because you're nearby everything when you're in Macomb Township. You're like right in the middle. And so you can get everywhere. And so I just hope that I brought some form of value. And if I have, please click the like button. Please click the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And also, too, if you want to look at these homes in this area, if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Macomb or Oakland County, please reach out to me. My information is below right here in the description. And I love being able to talk real estate and help people get into these new homes. I love helping people get their first home buyers. I love people getting their step-up homes. It's just something I love to see, love to do, and I like to work on behalf of you as well. So that's all I have in this video. That is it. I don't have anything else. I mean, I do, but I don't want to bore you to death. So with that being said, guys, be blessed, and I'll see you on the next video. See you.